One. We are starting our environment series. In this series, first we will discuss the important environment laws that are made to protect Indian environment. And every year there is at least one question that is coming from this topic. So let's begin. The Biodiversity Act we will read in this video lecture, and we will cover one by one all the important ones, and then we will move towards conventions, organization, etc. So why Biodiversity Act? What is the objective and what are the main functions of this act? The first function is controlled access. So this act regulates access to India's biological resources, ensuring that they are used sustainably. ऐसा नहीं है कि if a particular resource is there in a forest, its utilization should not be in such a manner that it gets vanished, because every resources has a part to play in this ecological cycle. Second is benefit sharing. So the local communities are ensured fair and equitable sharing of benefits from the use of their knowledge and resources. Third is protecting traditions. So the act safeguards traditional knowledge and practices related to biodiversity. In our country, there are so many ethnic tribes, and they all have lived for thousands of years sustainably with the environment, in sync with the ecological cycle. So their traditional practices should be preserved, and it also provides certain exceptions. Exemptions are made for traditional uses, commodity trading, and collaborative research. So, for research and development, there are always some kind of exception in environmental laws. Now, we will study how it talks about conservation and sustainability. The first thing is it talks about biodiversity monitoring. So the act empowers authorities to monitor and prevent actions that threaten biodiversity. So, for example, if there is a poaching going on of one horned rhino because of their horn, so this act will have provisions which will punish it. Okay. So first thing is biodiversity monitoring. Second is species protection. The government can notify and protect threatened species under the act. Which all species are reducing in numbers, are attaining a critical position under this act, a special protection can be provided. And third is biodiversity heritage sites. So certain sites can be declared as a heritage site so that they can be conserved and they can be made a kind of heritage. Now, what are the institutional framework in Biodiversity Act? So the first thing he talks about is there should be a national biodiversity authority, because it is talking about a three-tier structure. So at a central level, there should be a national biodiversity authority, which will be a statutory body that oversees biodiversity conservation and regulates access to resources. And second, at state level, there would be state biodiversity boards, and at the local level there will be biodiversity management committees. Okay. What are the offenses and grievances that has been mentioned in the act? So it talks about that violations of the act are considered non-bailable and cognizable offenses. Okay. In polity, we will make you understand what are cognizable offenses, what are bailable offenses, what are non-bailable offenses, what are compoundable offenses. Okay. National Green Tribunal can address the grievances. Okay, for anything which is a violation of environmental laws are being heard in National Green Tribunal. Okay, for fast track process and for also having experts in the bench. So the structure of NGT is such that it inculcates expertise as well. We will read about NGT in the coming lectures. Also, it talks about benefit sharing disputes. So, disputes over benefit sharing are also addressed through the National Green Tribunal. Now, biodiversity heritage sites, we will talk about them. So, which site will be declared as biodiversity heritage site? The first criteria is it should be unique ecosystem. So, a biodiversity heritage site protects India's most ecologically significant and biodiverse area. It also has a cultural significance because it is preserving traditional knowledge and practices related to biodiversity. And local communities play a crucial role in the identification and management of sites. Now, there are certain exemptions and exceptions. So, like traditional uses are seen as exception, like by farmers and livestock keepers and beekeepers are exempt. Also, the act excludes traditional uses of biological resources by Veds and Hakims. No, there are traditional healers. Third, it also adds an exemption for community trading. So, biological resources that are normally traded as commodities are also exempt. And the fourth is collaborative research. So, collaborative research projects between Indian and foreign institutions are permitted under this act. So, this is an overview of Biodiversity Act 2002. And if any question will come, just remember all of these points and you will be able to solve any question from this topic. Okay, there are certain talks about like strengthening biodiversity protection as well, like institutional mechanism and regulatory framework and community engagement can be further enhanced, but they are important for mains examination. Take care, best wishes.